What up? What up? What up? What's good, people? What's up? It's me, L Teddy 27, Angry Teacher Chronicles, and we're here for another review. This is going to be our review of the ABC Limited series for life. This is going to be episode 12, Closing Statement. Now, I'm not sure how many episodes there are. I know there's an episode 13. But I don't know how many episodes there are in this series or in this season or whatever. Can somebody find out and put it in the comments for me? I probably should have done that. I mean, I am the one doing the review. You think I would know, but that's why I have my trusty informants. You guys, my subscribers and my viewers who can tell me. Can somebody look that up? How many episodes in this season of this show? But y'all, I feel like it's drawn to a head and we are pretty close to the end because each episode is getting more and more intense. And when you start to remove major players from the show, you kind of know, okay, we're about to end this because major players have been and are being removed from this show. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. So we start out with the warden. She's commiserating at the beginning of the episode. She's talking about, how everything is about to go down, how it's just about to be everything that she knows is crumbling around her, and she knows it's about to crumble because, like she said, 14 minutes is going to shatter everything that she's worked so hard for. And it always happens like that. Like, you could have worked years and years and years and years and years to build something up and have something that's great, and then just when you think everything is going well, in just a brief moment, it's all brought down, crumbling down around you. It's like you spent 3 hours working on the house of cards, and right when you get it done and finished, and you're looking at your great work, and you said, "Wow, that was a great 3 hours." Your child come by, and in a half a second, it hits the table, and the whole house comes tumbling down, and you like, I can never get those hours back. I mean, all that's left is the you know debris and aftermath. Anyway, her boss is there, the guy who's over her. Okay, I'm thinking that he's from the prison board. I don't know. But anyway, it's her boss, and he tells her, listen, he's giving her the riot act. He's letting go and letting God on her, okay? But he tells her it's a gag order in for this whole thing. Don't tell nobody, don't talk to nobody, don't even talk to the people, to the family of the dead. Don't talk to nobody. She tells him, listen, you need to look into Cassius Dawkins because he's at the center of all of this and he is the reason that all of this happened. And he was like, I ain't thinking about Cassius Dawkins or none of that. Don't try and find no scapegoats. Let this go. Shut it down. So she's all in her feelings and she knows she has to get to the bottom of how all of this took place. So then we got Darius is outside of the prison trying to get information on Aaron. So is Jamal's ex dude or whatever. And so they're not giving him any information. It's a gag order. So he calls Marie and tells Marie. So Marie and Jazz hear this, and Marie takes Jazz down to the campaign offices of Warden Marjorie's wife. And she gets her to call Warden Marjorie and gets to get information on Aaron. So her campaign team was saying, you probably shouldn't do this. You probably shouldn't do this. You probably shouldn't do this. But she did it anyway against their better judgment. And so she talks to the warden. The warden gives her an update. And so um, the warden gives her an update. So she says, well, Aaron has court tomorrow. And the warden was like, are you serious right now? I know you the fuck kidding or joking, asking me about. I mean, think about it. In the immediacy of everything that's going on, this lady got 8 gazillion things going on, and she even told her on the phone, "I should not even be talking to you right now." And the first thing you could do was say, just be all selfish and disrespectful and say, "Oh, Aaron got caught tomorrow." Wait, what? I got 8,000. I'm trying to keep my own job. And y'all over here worried about that? Sorry. Now, she better than me. Because had it been me, I would have said, I ain't got time to talk to them right now. I got way too much going on. They would have just had to wait. But it is a television show. So we have to give, we have to look past certain things. But I would venture to guess in the real world, ain't none of that happening. Anyway, Ward and Marjorie then goes to Aaron to check in on him and see how he's doing and get down to the bottom of trying to investigate how all of this took place. So Aaron gives her a little bit, not a lot, because he's really worried about Jamal. She tells him Jamal is in critical condition, but he's not dead. And he also tells him that basically it was either going to be Cash or it was going to be Aaron. And Cash had already started to take it out on Jamal and, do stuff to Jamal and beat Jamal up and have all these bad things happen to Jamal, trying to get at Aaron. So it was going one way or another. It was going to come to her head. Basically, that's what he told her. So Aaron is then told. We later see Aaron. The warden goes and she calls. Um, she goes to Aaron's. I'm sorry, I don't got skipped all the way in my notes, y'all. This bright light shining in my eyes done made me lose my place. The investigators are there from the police. They're there investigating this riot. And they done got down to the nitty gritty and found out all about Foster and all that Foster had to do with this. The fact that Foster felt the shiv on Jamal and let Jamal into the gym with the shiv on him. He felt that it just, yeah, because they talked about the fact that the other dude, the CO that ended up dying, he was the one that was doing the pat downs, and he told him, "Don't worry about it, I got this," and he let him go inside the gym and watch the prisoners, and he did the pat downs because from that point. So they said, yeah, you let Jamal Bishop in there without knowing, and you felt that he had a shiv on him and everything. They were like, yeah. And so he stopped answering their questions, and they arrested him, put him in handcuffs, and took him to jail. So then the warden goes to Aaron's cell, and he gets the note from that Jamal left for him. He gets the note that Jamal left for him. Um, she gets, I should say, that the note that Jamal left for him. Aaron is told by the doctors that he has to take medication now. He can only go to court, according to Ward and Marjorie, if he clears the medical. Because Aaron's disrespectful ass did the same thing as Marie and Jazz. Oh, what about me going to court tomorrow? Bitch, I got 7,000 things going on. Mind you, one of them is you because you were in the middle of this melee and riot. And you think I'm supposed to let you out of here to go to court? Come on now. I'm just saying, it is television. We'll let them have that. Anyway, so he has to clear medical in order to be able to go. And so he's assuring him, oh, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And the doctor says, you're having seizures. You had 2 seizures already, and we believe that there's swelling of the brain. Now, here's where it got far-fetched for me. A prisoner, a normal person out that has their freedom is not going to be able to self-diagnose and clear themselves, much less a prisoner that is in state custody. Okay? Now, Aaron telling him, oh, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, that doesn't clear medical. That's not how this works. And I shudder to think that you are being cleared of medical if you're still having seizures and you're having swelling of the brain, you're concussed. Whatever. When they take Aaron back to his cell, though, he goes back to his cell, and the inmates are real loud. Now the inmates are protesting because there's a full scale lockdown, and they're protesting, making noise, beating on the cells with their cups and all of that stuff, and it's just real loud. So then he calls Roswell, and he tells Roswell that the warden is going to let him go to court. Roswell says, well, I could ask for a continuance. He was like, no, let her know I'll be there tomorrow. So then we see Aaron seems to be suffering from like these bad headaches and all of this stuff that is akin to some blunt trauma to the brain. Okay? But he's okay. And he's clearing medical himself. Y'all make that make sense for me, but whatever. And also Roswell was talking about that. Kept saying he could barely hear him because of all of the noise from the prisoners. Anyway, Maskins we see goes to his office, and the guy from the CO union, he was there. He starts asking Maskins, this thing was, all started by Cassius Dawkins that we sent over to that prison. All of this falls on him. Do you think anything's gonna come of that? Anybody gonna find out? And Maskins basically just, he really doesn't entertain him, and he just brushes him off and says, "I'll handle it. Don't worry about it." And brushes him off. When he gets in the office, they got nothing but good news. They say, "Oh, we could use this riot for our campaign. Oh, Aaron Wallace may not be able to go to court because they're on lockdown at Belmore prison." And, just nothing but good news for Maskins. But in the back of Maskins' head, he knows all of this happened because of him, and he doesn't want this to get out. So he tells them, "You could use it for the campaign, but just make sure you keep us clean. Keep us clean over here." And so he's moving full steam ahead. The warden boss then comes back to the prison. He lets her know, "Hey boo, you're out. Go ahead and start packing your office up. The old Warden Hunt, is coming back because the shit you was doing was not working, apparently, because y'all had a full-scale riot and melee. So, effective immediately, he's in, you're out. Give him the walk around, catch him up on what's going on, pack your shit up, and get the fuck out." I was like, "Oh, I didn't see that coming." Then in court, they're in court now for the continuance order, move it to the next day. The judge grants them that. O'Reilly is there, assistant district attorney. O'Reilly is there. You know how he is. He tried to get them not to do it, but the judge gave it to him. Back down to the prison, the two wardens are doing the walk around. Old Warden and Marjorie. See, Hunt is always gonna be Old Warden for me because he was the warden before Warden Marjorie. So when you hear me say Old Warden, I'm talking about the man, not the lady. Anyway, so she's giving him the walk around, and so he basically asks her, "Well, I want to see this. I heard you have a drug rehab wing or facility. Let me go see that first." She takes him there immediately. He says, "Shut this shit down. I don't need all this. Shut this bitch down. Send their asses back to Gym Pop. Matter of fact, that wing you had for them as a transition wing, that used to be solitary, right? It's going back to being solitary. Fuck you. Fuck your drug rehab program and your transitioning back to Gym Pop. Fuck all of that. I'm shutting that bitch down." And the CEOs was like, really? They weren't even involved in the riot. They was like, "Listen." She was like, "There's nothing I can do. Y'all got to do what he says." A mess. Then he says, "Any and everybody involved with the riot, put them in solitary." They were like, "That's 50 people." He was like, "I don't give a fuck. You put them all in solitary." So then Warden Marjorie talks to her, the dude that's her assistant or whatever. He said, "Listen, I need you to move Aaron immediately to Rikers Island for the night so he can make it to court tomorrow. So I need transpo on that now." Before, and she's trying to do that before old Warden gets a chance to put Aaron in solitary. So then the COs take Aaron and they try to they get Aaron out of there. Now they know, the COs already know that at this point they take orders from old Ward, not Marjorie no more. So when Marjorie done signed up all these papers to transport Aaron, the people involved with transportation looking at it like, "Wait, I don't think we can do this." And the guy that was transporting Aaron was like, "Listen, let me do this. I'll take it. If it comes back, let me take the heat on this." So they doing everything. They doing all of these special circumstances to get Aaron out of that. Even at the gate, they didn't want to open the gate at first. He was like, "Listen, open the damn gate." And they got him out of there and they got him over to Rikers. Okay. So then Foster gets out of jail on bond or bail or whatever it is, bail or bond or whatever. And his father tells him, listen, I worked all my life for our last name, and you basically ruined our last name. And we see that over and over and over this episode. I wish it would have been called House of Cards because it's basically people are being presented with the fact that after years and years and so much time of building up what they thought was a solid structure, it all comes crumbling down in one fell, in one quick swoop. And you see that over and over and over. So then we see the black CO, the one that was working with Foster. He goes to the warden. He tells the warden, listen, I know you're going to probably see some surveillance of me passing the Bible over to Foster. He said, I already saw it. He was like, so the warden basically, this is the old one. He says, I can make it go away. I can bury it, but you belong to me now. Basically mean, bitch, I own you. You're going to do whatever I tell you to make, because I made that go away. That's a whole mess. Anyway, the warden Marjorie, as she's leaving, she meets with Hassan. Remember the Muslim dude that Aaron did the case for and had the brother that was sexual chocolate? Mm-hmm. Yes, him. She meets with him. She tells him, listen, the inmates need you more than ever now. I'm leaving. You got the old warden, but I need you to be here for them. And so they kind of know she's probably not going to be back, but they need somebody to fight for them. So then after that, he tells her, listen, let me give you the real scoop of what happened. Jamal wasn't supposed to take out Cash. He was supposed to take out Aaron. That was an agreement that he had made with Cash so that Cash could get up off him. Cash, not Aaron. Cash knew that and told Foster to let Jamal get through with the shiv so that he could stab and take out Aaron. And that's how Jamal got in with the shiv. But Jamal had double crossed them. Had already double crossed him because he was never going to stab Aaron. He was always going to stab Cash. But Foster didn't know that. Cash didn't know that. Neither did the Black CO. So when Jamal went in there and stabbed Cash, the whole plan got thrown to the side, and so now that helps Ward Marjorie with her investigation of for her hearing that she has to have. That okay, it's I could use that for my hearing to get more information about Cash being the reason for all of this. So when she's walking out of the prison, the press is there waiting for her. She gets in her car and she leaves. She goes over to the prison, I believe, where Cash came from. She has a friend on the prison board named Janet, and she talks to her. She says, "Listen, I have some evidence that could bring down the CO union guy and stuff like that. But let me do my research and get my evidence, and I'll hold on to it. And I ain't gonna get you involved until I know some more." Because the lady with Janet was like, "We just spent a 4-hour meeting talking about what we gonna do with you." A mess. So anyway, the old warden finds out that Aaron, because remember I told you Aaron made it to Rikers Island. The old warden finds out that Aaron is at Rikers. Y'all know that ain't nothing good. Next, we see Roswell comes to Rikers Island to visit Aaron. And he talks to Aaron. He said, "I was only able to get in here because I told him I was your lawyer." And so after that, he says they wouldn't let Marie in there. They wouldn't let Jazz in there. I mean, I understand that because that's not his prison. He's just there for the night. So then after that, Aaron tells Roswell, "Listen, I'm good. It's all right. I'll be there tomorrow. Don't worry. Everything's a go." So Roswell calls Jazz and he tells Jazz, "Listen, don't worry about it. Your dad is okay. He'll be at court tomorrow. Everything is good." Then we go back to Rikers. Old Warden done sent the COs from Belmore there and Belmont there, and he done told them they got to bring him back. So they get Aaron and they bring Aaron on back. Aaron is besides himself at this point because he knows if he goes back to Belmont, he ain't making it to court the next day. Then we see Foster. Foster gets off the phone with, I guess, the correctional officers union, and basically they done told him, listen, it's nothing we could do for you. We don't have no help for you. And he was like, after 32 years, you can't offer me no help? No, ma'am. No, God. No, sir. And after that, he starts crying, pulls out a gun, blows his brains out. He done committed suicide. So now we got Sophia leaving the prison. We got Foster is out of prison. Jamal and Cash is basically hanging on to life. So they're out. And so that's what I meant earlier when I said major players are being moved aside or taken out of the storyline, which means that we have to be either already in the falling action or very close to the climax. Because you don't start eliminating major player unless you're building and building and building suspense, or you're just trying to shut everything down real fast. I envision that we're not at the climax yet. We're still on rising action, but we're very close to the climax. So when they're putting Aaron back inside in jail, he learns that he's going into solitary, and he tells the one of the captains. He says, "Listen, if can you do me a solid? Can you call Roswell, the guy that comes to see me? I need you to call him and tell him I'm not gonna be able to make it to court tomorrow because he's expecting me to be in court." The captain looks at him like, do you know how the old warden is cracking a whip right now? I ain't jeopardizing my career. He's like, no, I can give you $500. I can give you $1,000. He's like, it ain't about the money. I'm not jeopardizing my career just for you and your simple little phone call. And I don't blame him. Then we got Aaron started to hallucinate. Okay, Aaron starts hallucinate. He starts to see Jamal, and he starts to see Marie. He sees his grandson as the little boy. He sees his daughter. He's hallucinating and stuff like that. That's a part of the whole concussion and brain swelling and stuff like that. So then at court the next day, the warden learned about, before court that night, the warden learned about Foster's suicide, and she talks with her wife. This ward Marjorie. She was like, okay, I could use a lot of this to get my job. I'm going to try and get my job back. And so her wife is real with her. She says, but are you going to be able to keep the reforms? Do you believe that you're going to be able to keep your job and keep the reforms that you put in place? And so she knew, yeah, that's a tall order. Next thing we know, the warden meets up with the black CO and gets the black CO to admit that to different things that he knew about Foster and about Cash, and that Cash had, hemmed up Foster's family and he was under duress, and she's trying to get him to do that so that they can save his name and save his pension. So the black CO is going to go along with it. At court, Aaron ain't there because he's still in solitary. Roswell calls the warden because they're calling Roswell and telling him all about Aaron being in solitary and him not going to be able to make it. So the warden finds out. So then Warden Marjorie because she was on her way to her hearing anyway. She goes to her hearing. She sees the CO union guy. And she says, yeah, I know you was looking forward to this day. Y'all been trying to get me out, huh? Then she shows him her file. She says, listen, I got statements. I got all this paperwork that shows that you had him transferred here and you lied on the paperwork to get him transferred here. Now, you could lose your whole job and everything you got. So he was like, oh, so you blackmailing me now? No, you can call it a quick pro quo, she says. But it is blackmail. She basically tells him, here's what's about to happen. Y'all gonna put a new warden up in here within the next 6 months. They're gonna be progressive. They're gonna keep all my reforms. I don't need my job back. I'm good. I'm good. But y'all gonna do that. And Aaron Wallace, y'all gonna let him go to court. So next thing we know, you see Aaron. They're They're transporting Aaron over to over the court, and Aaron goes in and he starts his opening statements, and it goes off from there. Like I said, y'all, and that was the whole episode. Like I said, y'all, it's going down. I'm sure we're almost at the end. And I can't wait to see how this plays out, because you know it's not going to go that smoothly for Aaron. It's not. If I'm a betting man, I think Jamal is going to die. And Cash is going to end up living, which is so wrong, but I feel like that's probably what's going to happen. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Until next week, y'all see I'm not as late this time. I'm only 2 days behind. That's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely.